Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and we are live. It's Tuesday. Typically, we're changing our minds, but Jody had something he had to do this week, so he'll be back next week. So I thought I'd try something new tonight. We're a little earlier. I can't stay too late, but I wanted to still provide for you guys and share some cool news, go through this week's headlines, and I brought in some special guests to do it with me. Thank you to all of you who've been watching live. Guys, tonight we got Nerd Lecca in the building. Lewis over at Nerd Report. Welcome,
What
Lewis.
up?
Good to see you, my man.
How you doing? Thanks for having me here, man.
Always
With
good to
some
have
great
you.
heavyweights here.
Woo woo! Next to you, I got
Hey.
my man Vito back. Haven't had him in a while.
Middleweight.
Last time
Middleweight.
Vito was here, Vito helped start a war with the Snyder cult because, and that wasn't his
I didn't
fault.
know. I didn't
Wasn't
know it
his
was
fault.
going to become a thing.
But I had him come on, and I just sort of humored him because I didn't care as much, and I don't think you did either. But we just leveled in and made some comments, and then of course Snyder Army came at us in full effect, and man, that was who knows which army will come after us today. Vito, I'm excited. Welcome back.
Well, you've made some sort of peace with the Snyder people?
I mean, I just
At this
block.
point.
I block them all.
That's
what
your
I
fault.
do.
That's your fault.
No, I mean there are some
Yeah,
Snyder.
I made
There are
peace.
Snyder.
I blocked them all.
There are
They're
normal Snyder fans that yes, I have made peace with. I think a lot of us have for the greater good of
Yeah.
nerd fandom, we have moved on. But no, there's still some crazies out there, and I block those pretty immediately. But good to have you back, and so happy to have at an slightly earlier time. Steph is back. What's up, Steph?
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Oh, good. You're seeing she's at a normal decibel level. Everyone, hopefully, that won't be the whole topic of the video. Why is she whispering?
We'll have
'Cause
to
it's-
match her.
It's midnight there
Three
now, or
loud
it's like
dudes.
12:30 there by you, right?
Yeah, it's about 12:30, so you're not gonna get my best Gollum with a sore throat impression tonight.
But I like what is the collection next to you? Those what is that next to you actually? CDs?
Just some DVD.
Whoa.
Some DVD collection.
It's
Lots of movies I have seen, admittedly.
oh, it totally you froze for me for a second, but I heard movies. Good. Sorry, I don't know. My connection was being wonky for a second there. But
No, I got the same weird. I think my connection's breaking up.
It was like wong 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 wong. Sorry, I don't know if everybody got but it's a DVD collection. It looks good. Sorry, it was fun. I was like, she's a robot. Everybody, we got her normal decibel, but now she's a robot. Well, welcome, my friends. So happy to be here, and so many people in the chat. I know it's who knows how many will tune in because I'm earlier than usual. We're like 2 hours early. This is a test to see if people tune in tonight, but wanted to give you this instead of nothing. And so I wanted to start with the main event, main topic. You guys already watched this topic. But man, this one really made me laugh even harder than the last topic. I guess I don't know if this is a funny topic. To me, it is. So I'm just gonna start being myself, right, guys? I want to lead back into Jeffrey Toobin. Not to beat a dead horse. I shouldn't have said that. That sounds like it's an innuendo or some kind. But not to. I don't know. Anyway. Let's go back to this issue because The View tried to do a story about it today, and I was just fascinated in multiple reasons because, well, let's just here. I think I have it here. Let's
Well, real quick for those of us, maybe because all I know is that this guy was on a Zoom call.
careful what
He's a
you word.
journalist
Yeah,
of
careful
some
what
sort.
words you use here, Vito. Go ahead.
Okay, but he's a journalist for who?
Yeah, so he works for CNN and the New Yorker, and so he's CNN's
Okay.
senior legal analyst, right? And
Legal analysis.
so senior legal analysis, and I've seen his face on there and everything. And yes, just to recap for everybody, he was caught. I guess he was caught with his pants down is a saying that can mean multiple things, but literally he was. And he was on a call. They were doing an election simulation, is what they called it. That's what the kids are calling it now, an election
Yeah.
simulation. And he was caught. They, I guess, took a break, but they were still doing it. And then when they came back, some people saw him exposed, doing something down there to self doing himself. And they caught it, and then the camera panned to see it, and then went off. That seems to be like a thing. Like when you're a type of guy who wants to do that for others, like. It's sort of the thing, right? To be caught doing it, to pan it
Oh,
down.
you think this was on purpose? Like, oh, gee whiz, guys.
I don't know. It
Did
just
he planned this?
it seems like look. It seems like something was off here. Now, so that's the recap, okay? And then the New Yorker suspended him, and then CNN accepted his leave of absence. They didn't fire him, but what was odd to me was sort of the responses. Like, you guys know, I was canceled for flirting through DMs. Obviously, there were worse things out there that were false, but I was just out there flirting. I never was sending shots of myself or doing anything of that lewd nature. This guy's literally caught during a work call doing it. And it's like, well, you know, so I want to let Sonny of The View set it up. Ready, guys? So here's Sonny. So as Whoopi Goldberg, and I'm going to talk over this clip just so we don't get dinged by The View or ABC. As Whoopi Goldberg is like stone-faced seriously setting this clip up, you know, Sonny apparently knows him, Jeffrey Toobin, and so Sonny brings this sort of legal knowledge to the table.
You know, I think there's no question, Whoopi, that if he were physically in an office,
physically at work, it'd be different.
This would be a fireable offense.
So, guys, if he's in an office at work, it's a fireable offense. We all agree. I don't think there's any debate. That makes sense if you're caught, you know, work to yourself and people walk in on you. That's not acceptable. That's an HR problem, and that's a fireable offense. Are we on the same page? Does anybody want to disagree? Okay, we're on the same page. But so here's Sonny, like, spin this.
There would be grounds for termination.
Right. Of course.
But this is unprecedented in a sense. We're in these unprecedented times. There's a global pandemic, and
wait a second. Well, I'm pausing her because we're going to hear her reasoning, but but wait, guys, that's typically a fireable offense if you're, in the office. But, during a global pandemic, these are unprecedented times. Men got to do what they got to do. And apparently they're at home. So, we're in a pandemic. So unprecedented times. So it's a different case study here.
Right.
What? Right. What? So let's hear Sonny continue.
He was on a virtual work call.
Yes.
But the argument is he was still at work, right? He was virtually
is there an argument to this?
Working. Yeah. And so, he arguably sexualized his workplace. And
he arguably? It wasn't arguably?
I don't know what the answer is.
She doesn't know what the answer is.
The situation that we are in.
This is so. Can we just? I want to I got to say, I'm actually, I guess, happy in a weird way because, guys, in 2017, this was a fireable offense without any questions asked. You were thrown to the wolves. Your career was burned forever. But now in 2020, dude whips it out and is caught during work times remotely, and it's unprecedented times. There's more to this story I want to share because one of the anchors, Sarah Haynes, I believe her name is, loses it and starts giggling like a madman, and it's so funny to me. But before I get there, I want to break this and actually offer commentary to this clip. Guys, does anyone see Sonny's just trying to, I guess, fill time? Do you really think there's a legal justification for what this guy did?
I mean, I don't know if it's does your organization, it depends on what the women say, right? I mean, if they're like, whatever.
They weren't happy. They reported him. And he admitted and apologized.
I'm a guy, and I'm going to tell you right now, it sounds disgusting. So who cares? Everybody should be offended at this. He's under CNN's clock. He's being paid by CNN at that 5 minutes or whatever it is.
Yes, and to be fair, when my thing happened, there was like, well, Andy's at a Comic-Con, because someone could make the argument, well, Andy's at Comic-Con, he's not at work. And it was like, no, when he's there as for the brand, he's at work. So whether it's home, a convention, or whatever, if you're working for the company, you're on the clock as an employee of that company working wherever you are. You're an ambassador of that company. So if your pants are down and you're caught doing that as the name of the brand, like you're caught. You just got to fess up.
He should know better than anyone, man. He's working for a major corporation. Look, I'm working for Andy at Popcorn Planet. I always have my hands up real quick up here so everyone knows there's no funny stuff
Vito, put those hands up!
Hey, good.
Show your hands. He makes us show our hands every when we're not on the
He makes you show your hands constantly.
Oh, man. Steph, anything you want to add on this topic?
She's saying a lot of words that do not make sense. The dude has whipped it out in front of his colleagues and started to do one on himself. How is that legally justifiable in a workplace? Yes, he was at home, but working from home, work, home, mixed together, I don't get this at all.
Steph,
I don't know where her head is at.
Unprecedented times, it's the pandemic. So us men, we just can't help ourselves. We have urges. I mean, right, Lewis? Sometimes you must be. Imagine if you're in a junket. Imagine if you're in a junket and you just got, unprecedented times and you got, I don't know, Who's there? Stallone. You're interviewing Stallone. You're like, hey, Stallone, sorry, hold on. I'm going to be off camera. You guys can't see me, right? That was Toobin's apology was, I thought I muted the video. I thought I was off camera and they couldn't see me. I made such a mistake. He said he made a mistake in not being on camera.
He didn't do it on purpose. You know
what then, Andy?
You're going to tell me that these guys who are all working from home right now aren't sneaking off to rub one out in between, you know?
Dude, I bet you a lot of them are doing it during calls. They're doing it with their video muted. But if you're caught doing it, you're a creep. Go ahead, Steph.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just about to say, if it's unprecedented times then in an alternate universe, I'd just whip up my shirt, show me lady lumps, have it done. Put it back down. Oh, but it's unprecedented times. You know, I can't stop myself. I've got urges myself.
Yeah, I also think.
Well, the way you
girl,
describe it, then this is okay. Then.
Yeah, I mean,
go for it.
It's not unprecedented.
I agree.
If a girl does it at work, the dudes aren't going to go complain. Is the other thing we're in a different right? It's like
but
it's a whole.
But if the video wasn't
thing.
on, it would be okay, right? It's okay for him to. If he turns off the video, right?
Turns off the video
and the audio and everything else. Is the question of the morality of the question is not the morality of rubbing one out, right? We're all okay with that.
No, that's none of my business. If you do it in private, right? In his home, he's allowed to do it in private.
He's on a salary or whatever, but he's in his home or whatever else.
He shouldn't do that. It's a sin.
No, we're not going there
on purpose.
No.
I think you can I think you can say, you know what, you made a big boo boo there, but I get it. You know, it's
look,
unprecedented times.
Like when Chris Evans was caught doing this, right? It was an accident, and you know
what
it was.
What did Chris Evans do?
Chris Evans was sharing his screen, and there were pictures of Thor's hammer on his feed, and so clearly of his own. He leaked his own picture. Like in that instance, though,
it was he didn't. Small, by the way.
That was clearly an accident. It wasn't like he did it on purpose. Who knows? Maybe he did, but whatever. My point is, he had a good excuse that I was like, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to share that. Toobin, regardless of whether he had a second call happening or not, which is what people are sort of trying to defend. What other second call justifies doing that while you're also on a work call? I don't understand it. There's no explanation to me, and the story is funny to me because it's like, dude, just own up into it and say, yeah, I was sorry, that was stupid of me. Whatever, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
just own it and take the hit and move on. Like but to apologize, like, oh, I'm sorry for it was a stupid mistake. I thought I had the video muted. Dude, you're not supposed to do it in a work call with the video muted. Don't admit it
while you're listening to them talk either. Like,
can you imagine? So it's like, all right, guys, hold on, keep talking. Oh yeah, Vito, tell me more.
Well, the thing about the corporate reports
keep going,
on
Vito.
Friday are
Oh, Vito, slow it down. Slow the words down. Slow it down, Vito. Oh yeah, Lewis, can you laugh a couple more times? Cool. I'm just taking notes.
Wait a minute.
Just taking notes, guys.
Andy, turn your camera back on.
Oh, sorry.
Oh God.
Oh, sorry. Huh. Oh, jeez.
This is a corporate boardroom.
Unprecedented times, Vito. Unprecedented times.
All right, I'll let it slide this one time because these times are unprecedented.
No,
other than that,
as a female, I am offended.
As you should be in this one. Sometimes I feel like everyone is too sensitive.
This one's the same office. Like, is he gonna have to see them again? Or is he,
I don't know.
You know?
But here's where it gets funny. Ready? I'm probably gonna get dinged for sharing this, but I don't care.
Wait, it's gonna get funny.
Yes.
It hasn't gotten
so
funny
here's so they're seriously like talking about her and Whoopi are like, watch this girl right here. Watch her like she cannot
because it seems so.
Whoopi just does.
Strange thing to do.
It's so mean for Whoopi to go to her as she's like dying of laughter as this whole story's been happening, and this poor Sarah is just like, like about to explode with laughter, and Whoopi like slowly is like, so is this such a serious thing? What do we stone face?
When you know people, you've been working and talking to people. What's your take on this?
What's your take?
I'm sorry. I usually give women a lot of credit for multitasking, but this is a gear switch I could leave to only a man. This was during.
And then thankfully Joy Behar gets involved too. But you can see like Sunny and Whoopi are like, why are you laughing at this?
Simulation, which is the most. I'm sorry. The most unsexy thing I've ever heard of.
She's saying the election simulation is the most unsexiest thing she's ever heard of, which is also a fact.
And I'm not going to be able to unsee this. I very much miss the days when Jennifer went to the bathroom and forgot to turn off her camera.
I don't get that reference.
I'm so sorry.
I love that they just kept on her, but Whoopi will not break. Neither will Sunny. And it's like, guys, this is funny. Am I crazy? Is this funny or is this not funny? She has every right to laugh at this because this is absurd that Sunny and Whoopi Goldberg are trying to make this serious. Like there's some unprecedented times that justify it. Go ahead, Lewis.
The two ladies, Whoopi, and what's the other one? The one with the red?
Yeah, Sunny.
Come on. They don't think it's funny? Get out of here.
It's totally funny.
Yeah, it's funny. When the camera's off, they're laughing.
Yeah. Steph, you don't find it funny?
No. I find it funny, the lady in the pink trying to square the circle. That's funny. But what he did isn't, because that in the UK would be seen as sexual harassment against the law. So just to put that out there, and I'm saying this on my own volition and no one else's, just to say this. Mean Girls of the Internet, Schmodown, Screen Junkies, All the Pond Life. This is sexual harassment with evidence, with actual freaking receipts. Get it right, you dumbasses.
That's funny and true. But yeah, look, the action itself isn't funny. I agree. But to me, what's funny, what I'm laughing at is the seriousness that these two are trying to justify his actions. The fact that Sunny is sitting there trying to typically this would be a fireable offense, but we're in unprecedented times, and the fact that they are sitting there spinning the fact that this guy is a creep. This guy was a creep and got caught doing something creepy. And she's like sitting there like, to me, I took her breaking laughter of like, one, I think there is something funny about this in a dark way that I understand you're not supposed to find funny, but I can see why certain people would laugh at the situation of this dude. I don't feel like I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't speak for the women who were offended, but it didn't seem like the ones who came forward were like scorned for life. They were more just like, gross, dude, you're a sicko. And it feels like they were laughing at him too and wanted him to gone, So in that regard, like, I don't feel like this is like such an offense where I'm like, oh my God, we must be stone-faced like Sunny and Whoopi are. But to me, it's
Sunny's making all sorts of excuses about it. She's obviously not offended. Remember, we're under unprecedented times. That's her own words. So yeah, I think she probably thinks it's funny too, deep inside. This is all an act.
Yeah, potentially. And Whoopi, as someone just said, Whoopi's an Academy Award-winning actress, so she probably could have just kept her face, solid regardless. But anyway, Sarah, bravo for making the ridiculousness of Sunny's, we are in unprecedented times as a legitimate legal excuse is absurd to me. No, there's no precedent. There's no times that justify, if you're at work, you're at work, whether it's at home or not. And guys, I speak to you guys as someone who got caught doing things I didn't do and some things I wish I hadn't done. Don't whip it out at work or on Zoom calls. It's not okay. Don't do it. You've been warned now. We will laugh at you. We will totally laugh at you and make fun of you because cancel culture isn't about, everybody. No, it doesn't matter what they did. No, if you do something stupid, you got to take accountability for it. If you just make a mistake or you harass somebody, yeah, you should be called out for it and you got to learn. And then if you apologize and move forward and take accountability, we can accept you back in and move forward, right? But it doesn't mean that people like Toobin should be getting a pass by Sunny on The View to justify, I guess men have urges, guys, and he was at home, and you know what? I guess he could be exposed. No, it's not ever normal.
I don't know. Maybe maybe now is the time to examine. Maybe if a guy, maybe we do need to normalize it.
Oh,
it could be the time.
Just when I hoped we wouldn't start a war, Vito's gonna go there. Go ahead, yeah, Vito, please elaborate.
Look, I'm an independent contractor, so I don't have to deal with any of this. But I remember when I had an office job, you're in front of a computer all day. I don't know about you. I love pornography. I love it. I don't know if you're the same.
I'm not gonna judge you for that. Like, a lot of men do. A lot of women do.
I wish I was at home. Because it's hard to be on this internet for a sustained period of time and keep your hands away from yourself. Maybe we just make it okay. And we say, hey, you get one. You get one a day. Don't let anybody see it. And it'll be fine. It's not a big deal. It's a human urge, right?
Yeah, I can't support you on this one. I mean, look, I think
then everybody. That's why I'm an independent contractor.
That's when Steph has her finger up. Go ahead, Steph. I'll let you take it.
Go, Steph.
Yeah, so just to ask, just for curiosity than anything else,
Yeah.
Where would you draw the line where it's really not acceptable?
Well, I wouldn't like
to do
invite
the
a female
uglies like that?
coworker into the bathroom with me. You know, I'd be like, I'm gonna go in here, and we can finish it. We can start the meet. We're gonna have to
Wait, you're
postpone the
invited,
meeting
dude. You
for
can't
15
invite her.
minutes.
Wait, you invited her to come in there? No, you
No,
can't.
no. I'm saying I would not invite her.
Oh, okay, good.
I
Just
have
making sure we didn't
standards
have-
at least.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But you're trying to justify that a man, you get one opportunity with the video off or with the video on. What are you even implying?
I think you can look at the situation and be like, all right, I get it. You know, you made a mistake. You didn't mean to hurt anybody, right? It's not like now if you could produce some sort of evidence that he, I forgot to turn my camera off. He's trying.
He
to pull
was
one over
during
on
a
you.
work call, Vito. I mean,
that's pretty bad.
it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
He took
But
a
when the urge
second call.
strikes, Andy, you
He
don't
took
know when
a
the
second
urge is gonna
call. I
strike.
don't know what that second call would. It might have been his dominatrix. I don't know what that second call was. But no, it could have been. Dude, what is it? His grandmother? Like, oh, I'm dying. You must to save me. You must give me some
Look.
of your seed. I don't know. There's no justification to me. I'm
If
trying
God
racking
didn't
my
want us
brain.
to spill-
There's
if
no
God didn't want us
justification
to
for it,
spill
Vito.
our seed. It's God's fault, okay? He designed us as an imperfect animal, okay?
That is fact. Men and women make mistakes, but as long, I would say on the
mistakes.
scale of mistakes, this one's lower, but it's still a really bad mistake. And as Steph said, it is
pretty
harassment. And he
He
did
should
during work
resign.
time.
He should resign.
Yeah, he should. He needs to take some
No.
time
He
off.
should resign.
He needs to go to some therapy place and do some. Yeah, he needs
He
to.
doesn't need all that.
He
He
clearly
needs to
has some
resign,
sort of
dude.
addiction. He does. A lot of men do, and they don't
he
realize
has the
it.
same addiction every human being has.
No, if
Everybody
you,
loves jerking
Vito,
off.
if you, I assume you haven't done this before. You haven't done it
What,
on a work.
jerked off in front of a woman?
No, on a Zoom chat for work. Do you work?
I work. We don't do Zoom chats, and I don't jerk off during them.
Exactly, because you have a rational brain that's not. The addiction isn't so
Sure,
bad.
I don't
that
normally
you're like, I
get
got to do it during
aroused when
work.
talking about designing playing cards for children, but I don't know. Maybe something about that call. What were they talking about? That's what I want to know. What
Election
was the
stimulation.
discussion?
They were doing an election.
Stimulation. Right
Sorry,
there.
stimulation.
You put that word stimulation out there, and the mind
Maybe you
gets
misheard it.
running.
They were literally
Yeah.
doing like a debate, like role play. So it was like all.
Joe Biden's kind of hot.
Role play.
They were
You're
doing-
telling me they were doing a stimulating role play, and they expected this man to have no reaction? I think we can give him a pass.
I'm with Sarah. I don't think any Biden-Trump simulations are going to be anything that makes me want to go do that. And the fact that he needed to me again goes towards the addiction. And guys, there is places you can go look up sex addiction on Google. You can find just like Alcoholics Anonymous. There's a lot of anonymous groups you can go to speak to people. So don't feel like you're stuck in the dark and you don't know what to do. If you're ever in that problem, go Google some help support groups. There's a lot of resources out there for you. So look it up and get help if you need it. And I think Toobin needs to get some
You're
help.
saying you've never thought about Biden sniffing your hair. You're a liar.
Ugh.
That's on everybody's mind.
No. In
Sometimes
fact,
I wake
it's
up in the middle of
opposite.
the night screaming.
Ugh,
He compliments
gross.
my shampoo, rubs my shoulders. I don't
all
like
right.
it.
I'm wrapping
It
this
has
up
to
for the
happen.
replay.
He makes my leg hair
This
stand
stream
up.
is
They
going to get
white.
crazy. I can already
Him and
tell.
Corn Pop are coming for you.
Corn Pop. Make sure to subscribe or become a member. Anthony Tano, my buddy Anthony became a nerd warrior. Welcome to the Popcorn Planet tiers. I thought you were maybe just re-upped it, but I saw you in there. Thank you for that support. Join in. I'll get to this. Damien, I saw your super chats. We'll get there in a second. Thanks so much for the support, everybody. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. If you're watching the replay, you missed the full show, become a member. You can see all the other craziness we're about to get into every Tuesday and Thursday here on Popcorn Planet. Thanks, everybody. Peace.
It is.